that's the goal for January. Am I crooked? I'm on such a hot chocolate kick right now. It's not even funny. Hey, you guys. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm Justine, and I'm with State of Grace Tarot. And today I wanted to talk to you about my plans that I have for January, and specifically what I'm going to challenge myself to do for the 31 days of January. Coco has something to say about that, that's for sure. All right, now I think we have a little bit more privacy. I've kicked the dogs out of the room. You know, as we wrap up the end of December and head into January, it's this time of year that everyone, especially me, that I really start thinking about what are my goals for January specifically, but for the next year. I really am someone who likes to have goals and objectives and things to aim for so I can really stay focused on things. And so I think that's why I was really searching for something to challenge myself with in January. The last couple of months, I've just been, I don't want to say playing around with the tarot. I've been consistent and, you know, doing a daily meditation practice or a daily tarot draw or daily journaling. So I feel like my daily practice has come a long way and I've been pretty consistent with that lately. But I really wanted to kind of kick it up a notch in January. And so I thought of, well, what do I want to do? And that's kind of how I came up with this idea of 31 days of tarot. And, you know, I know that the 31 days of tarot hashtag has been done before. I know that this is not an original idea, and a lot of people do 31-day challenges, but I really wanted to think, how can I put this into practice for me to specifically learn? I don't have any resolutions for 2025, so to speak, but I do have a word for 2025, and that's intentionality. How do I bring intentionality to pretty much everything that I do for the year? That is what I really want to hone in on, and not just letting myself kind of flit from day to day and survive, you know, when work gets busy or I get too busy to think and really do anything that progresses my self-reflective and self-growth practice. I feel like that's one of the first things that I tend to let go of. You'll have to excuse me. This is literally the worst time to even do this because I am sick and I have a cold. So, you know, that's the best time, I would say, to kick off a YouTube channel, right? Don't you think? So, along the lines of starting to really learn and really dig into a tarot practice is what this whole 31 days of tarot is for. When I started tarot back in 2015, 2016, I was so focused on memorizing the card meanings, and I thought I had to know everything immediately, and I really struggled with that. I wrote down literally meanings from a whole bunch of different guidebooks in my own guidebook, and I thought this is what I needed to learn the tarot. And I do feel like it was a good exercise, but I didn't really learn it, right? So when I picked it up this time, I had a completely different approach. And I thought, I'm just going to start reading intuitively. Like, I'm not going to necessarily make up the meanings. I'm going to, you know, start learning them and looking at them. But when I lay down the cards in a spread, I'm going to first see what I feel like they mean. And then if I get stuck or I second guess myself, then I'll go to my book. Or if I want to see if there's anything that I want to dive into further to see if I maybe missed anything or can get even more ideas, I kind of just look at my book and see what calls out to me. I don't read every single page for every single card. Most of the time, I feel like I have a general idea of what it's saying, which is really nice. And I feel like I've picked it up so much faster. So for the last few months, I've just been reading for myself primarily. I've maybe read one or two other people, but it's really daily been either doing spreads of the day, cards of the day, self reflections of the day, answering my own questions. I think I did the Lionheart Seeds of 2024 challenge that's wrapping up here. So, which I found really valuable and helped learn it for what it means to me. But now I want to kick it up a notch and I want to start reading for other people, kind of. I say kind of because I don't have anybody to read for. So in January, what I'm planning on doing is picking out a random question from this book of questions that I got off of Amazon. This is the Ultimate Tarot Practice Questions. And there's another book out there that has like 2,000 or 3,000 practice tarot questions that are pretty generic questions. And this one has, I feel like, questions that somebody would actually bring to you and give you a little bit more background. Like, here we go. Lance. I recently ran into my first love at a grocery store. She wants to keep in touch, but I feel reluctant to do that. I never did marry anyone. What's blocking me in my love life? And I feel like that's a real question that somebody would come to you for. You can picture this person and the issues that they're having in your mind. And so I feel like this will be more helpful than a random, what am I going to eat next Tuesday? I don't know that that's the questions they have, but just like a random question like that. So that's the goal, is to pick every day a question out of here or a question randomly on the internet. We're going with vibes here. Pick a question and answer it. But there's more. I also need to practice using tarot spreads more rather than just throwing down some cards and going with what feels right. So each week, I'm planning on picking a spread, and it might be from, where's that book? Hold, please. Okay, so I got the book. It might be from this tarot spreads that you'll ever need. Complete book of tarot spreads includes 122 layouts. And I only need 31. Well, actually, I only need 5 because there's 5 weeks in January this year. And I'm going to do one spread a week. So that's the plan. A question every day, a tarot spread every week, and I'm going to post a video every day. That's the goal for January, which feels pretty ambitious for someone like me who barely knows how to do a YouTube video. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's silly, but I think it'll help. Let me know if you think that I'm crazy. the tarot cards that I'm going to use, I think I'm really going to rely on the Rider-Waite Smith. And um, the deck that I've been using is this original tarot deck. I'll link it below in the description. It's just like a general Rider-Waite Smith deck that I picked up at the store because I didn't know which one to get, and this looked like the right one. I mean, it said the original, right? That means it's the original. I know better now, but um, it it's doing it for me right now. Okay, and it's good. I actually really like it. The only thing I don't like is the backs. I did consider doing a modification and like covering the backs, but I am not very crafty, and I think that's probably a bit outside of my craft skills level, if we're being honest. Yeah, for sure. Maybe someday. But they've also kind of like grown on me. I hated the backs when I first got these, but now it's kind of like, okay, that's just the deck that I use every day. It's good, tried and true, and we just go with it. Um, I did just get the Tarot of a Moon Garden, the older version. Let's see, the when was this one copyrighted? 1994. So it's the one with the borders. I like the border. I like my decks with borders sometimes. So I think that I might be using this one a bit too this month. It's just, ooh, see, I'm not even good at this yet. It's just this beautiful little whimsical enchanted garden. I mean, and who wouldn't want to walk around in an enchanted garden, right? I mean, come on. How fun is this? I haven't even looked at any of these cards. I literally just opened the box right before this video. So this is kind of fun. Anyways, I'm not going to go through all of these, but I think this one is definitely going to make an appearance. I don't know exactly when or where. Maybe it'll be day one, but who knows? I got to play with it some, you know? Another thing I'm planning on doing in January and really all year is joining Dawn Michelle's Weaver group, and we're going through the Enchanted Libraries as part of her fellowship practice, which, just looking at the January stuff, I'm super excited about. And I already have my deck picked out for that. I think I'm going with Journey Tarot, which is also feels like, look at the backs, feels like a whimsical storytelling type thing, and the vibe for an enchanted library I feel like is pretty on point. It kind of gives me Page Master vibes. So we'll see. I won't go through all of these, but you'll see this deck too. Even though I'm not going to film that practice, like that's a paid practice with her, so I'm, going to keep that private. That's hers, but I'm looking forward to using this deck for that as well. So, all in all, it's going to be a huge tarot January, and I'm really excited. So, all that being said, let me know your plans for January or 2025 in general. If you plan on doing anything for January or joining me in this tarot reading every day challenge, let me know. Or if you have a question for me that you'd like me to try to answer, shoot me a message, leave a comment. I'll put my email in the description so you can email me your question. But I'm just really looking forward to this and seeing what fun I can have with all of this. That being said, I hope you all have a very happy new year, and I will see you soon. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow. Stop. You gotta stop. Stop.